like getting in there.
So like what you said about like your comedy or whatever, right? You like when we was joking when Tahir was here, when we was like, yo, he's a safe black, whatever. Like there's like that's why when you was telling me like your upbringing and shit, I'm like, this is odd that you're the way you are now, and nothing's wrong with it. Like that's why I fuck with you, but growing up the way you did, you would think you would be a nigga.
Exactly.
Like getting rise, like everything you described is all my family and friends that I seen growing up, and we're all niggas. So for you to go up and be the and it be funny, it's like, how the fuck did this happen? So when people see you, that's why a lot of times you can't. You said it yourself. You said sometimes I don't want to say nigga after certain jokes because they don't expect me to say that.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna ruin the set because they're like, hey, bro, that seems racist a little bit.
It's almost a communication challenge for me to be like, to say how I used to talk or talk how I grew up talking, because they'd be like, no, nigga, I got bank vibes from you. I can't imagine nigga my bank being like, shit, this loan ain't gonna go through, my boy. Like, you wouldn't think your banker would say that. You think your banker would go, well, there'll be some challenges, but we're gonna see if we can work around those and still try to get this approved for you. But the first way was the most honest way. This shit ain't looking good, nigga. You might as well stop the application. Like, but you can't. So I had to go from that dude when I first moved out to LA to like the dude that was like, how can I communicate more effectively to everybody? And what that ends up doing is you start talking in a way that you place words together that technically middle American go, I understood that. And then everybody else is like, I mean, it was English. So yeah, I understood it too. And I found myself making jokes and talking in a way now that it's clearer. I was like you know how they do country grammar, like R's, all that shit.
Yeah.
I would talk like that so much, people would just be like, could you just say it again? I didn't hear any of that. And
I'd be
your
accent, like your
and
draw.
I'm like, are you serious? They're like, I didn't hear anything you just said. It sounded like you were just, they call you marble mouth, all kinds of shit, bro. Like I would get the crazy. There was a kid in my high school that when I started talking to answer questions, he would be in the back of the class and go, summer. Does anybody understand what that kid is saying? Every day he would do that shit. And then like the third day, it was like I was at a new school, walked over when the teacher walked out of the classroom, punched him in the nose. And he never did it again. And I was like, that motherfucker. I punched him in the nose. He kept doing that shit. Because I got bussed out from the hood into these suburban schools.
Wait, you lost me. Let's fucking rewind. You said there was a kid in your class that used to speak like that.
No, I would talk like I used to talk, like my and he would just start making that noise while I was talking. Summer. Does anybody understand him?
He was making fun of you.
Yes. And every time I talked to answer a question, I would talk and he'd be like, they're like this, summer. So the third day the dude did it, the teacher walked out of class, and I was like, all right, walked over, punched him in the nose. He just crying to death like this. I was sitting back at my desk. Teacher like, why you crying? He's like, he didn't say shit. I was just like, I bet you want summer again.
Oh, shit.
But that was like the last year of me not going to hood school some more. So I was just like, I'm in the suburban school, like, hey man, is that not normal? Because we fighting. You know what I'm saying? So I just thought it was normal, but I was like, oh, everything is changing. I got to be terrified.
I'm going to tell you, this is
whole school class was terrified.
This is probably the most loser shit I ever did in my life. It's 100%. I'll call my mom right now. 100% true story. So I went for half of first grade, I went to a Catholic school because my mom went to that school. Her brother went, like, we were baptized Catholic as kids, you know, and I was like, Italian, you know what I mean? That's the thing. Yeah. So they were being racist because even though I look this color and out here people were like, are you black? Joking. At home, they're like, you're a nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, in a Catholic school, you're a nigga. It's three of us. It's me, my sister, my best friend, the only black kids in the school. Yeah. They're being mad racist. So my mom pulled me out of there, sent me to a public school for the rest of first grade, all of second grade. We moved. I don't know why she brought me back to that same school to finish third, fourth, and fifth. Still had issues, but she was just like, it's a better education. I was still a nigga in school.
Right.
I do that. I go to middle school, public school. Still around all black kids, all that. You know, I love it. It's the best shit ever. I don't remember how this happened, but I basically got offered to take a placement test for a school called Shady Side Academy. Their tuition, they have a middle school and a high school. They may have an elementary school, I can't remember, but for me, it was gonna be middle school and then definitely high school. Their tuition for the middle school and high school costs more than the University of Pitt. Like, it's expensive as fuck. And when you go there, he's like, yo, you go to Shady Side Academy? Oh, shit. You smart as fuck. Like, when I went to take the placement test, like, whatever my scores were in regular school, they were like, oh, he's probably needs to be in this school. Like, he's bored. I didn't want people to call me like a nerd, so I purposely bombed the test and still almost got accepted. Like, I fucking around and still almost got it, like, just fucking around. My mom's like, oh my God, like, are you nervous? And I was like, oh. And I told her the truth. Like, nah, I did that shit on purpose. She fucked me up. There was gonna be a full ride to that shit.
Oh,
like,
wow.
if I place they're giving me a scholarship because we're poor.
Oh man.
And I did that loser shit. Like,
Keeping
I
it
don't
real
want to
goes
be
wrong.
I don't want to be the nerd because I played football in my hood. You know what I mean? And I'm like, they pulled me out of Arsenal, which was the middle school I was in. Where you go? I go to Shady Side Academy now. Fucking geek. I'm thinking like these niggas are gonna bully me. I'm already light skinned. They're gonna think like, oh, you think you better than us? Most of my friends lived in the projects. We had a house, but we were still on welfare. Like we were on Section 8, but it was just a house. So we were renting for, you know what I mean? So on paper, it would have looked like, oh, you the light skin, you think you better, nigga? And I was like, nah, I'm in the spot. I don't want to say I regret it now, but I let my mom down, my family down big time. And then
so many people, like there's ways to get saved out of the hood, right? Like there's opportunities that come throughout your youth.
White family adopt you like some fresh air program in the summer.
A random scholarship to a random school that you would not normally be able to go to. I mean, that desegregation program I was in is kind of like that. That was their way of saying, hey, we know it's fucked up in St. Louis. We're going to bust y'all out 40 miles and go to these schools where kids end up going to like 4-year universities at.
Yeah.
Which, and our St. Louis City schools had lost their accreditation. Like, the high schools, like if you graduate from there, it did not matter. We don't accept those degrees from there, diplomas from there. So they're like, all right, these schools are failing. Get these kids out.
So college might want you, but then when they see you graduate from there, they're like,
a local high school.
It don't really count.
That is literally fourth grade again.
You got to take like
you're a fourth grade.
You got to take like 100 level courses and
Absolutely,
shit.
AP something, and it can't be on this campus. You better drive your ass to college and take those. Like it was so much shit going around with the St. Louis school system that like I had to go. I had no choice but to go to and get a better chance to go to college.
Yeah,
and I mean all that shit ended up working, but I think about all those times I had to bounce back and forth, where it was like a black neighborhood, a white neighborhood, things like that. And I'd be like, I just been so well balanced. I grew up in the hood every day, go outside in the hood every day, go to sleep, play outside on the weekends, run around, stolen cars, all that shit. Then go back to this white ass school Monday through Friday.
So you got a
like,
similar.
They have no idea what I just did.
A similar story to Chappelle, like as far as like, cause you went to Purdue, so like you have a culture that most of us are never gonna get. Like you're around. I got it because I went to the military, so I was around so many different. Like it wasn't
different backgrounds, high performing, like
everything different,
intelligent, like a bunch of things that you go, all right, this is not how I grew up on the streets. So it's like I gotta adjust to that. When I got to Purdue, I was like, this is a culture shock to me.
Facts.
Got to LA, culture shock to me. Everything's always like oh wow, y'all not like how I thought. But like at the end of the day, there's always a common ground, which is why I think now that you don't blame Chappelle, you don't blame Patrice went to jail and was making prisoners laugh. You think that nigga can't make the hood laugh?
Bro, he's not.
Like, that's what I think of. I'm like, yo, when you go somewhere, you don't know what somebody's lifestyle is like. You just see this fine print person at the end and go, how you get there?
I
nigga,
think,
you don't want to go to jail to find out how you got that funny.
I wonder if he thinks because he was such a polarizing figure on Opie and Anthony that he's like, those whites gave you your story. But it's like, he was on there causing hell, bro.
People don't realize, like, and I do this, I'm ignorant sometimes of certain comedians. I'll be like, man, that motherfucker probably ain't funny. That motherfucker ain't got no problems. That motherfucker ain't had the struggle journey to be this good or things like that. And then I learn a little bit and be like, oh, wow, everybody got their own story.